Hello, and welcome to Nostalgia Marcana. I'm your host, Doug Lief. Each episode of this podcast, we'll look back on the movies, TV, games, people, and phenomena that we still love talking about all these years later, and ask ourselves why these bits of pop culture still enchant us today. This week, we'll be revisiting...
Yeah, Spider-Man and freezing full effect.
You ready, Ron?
I'm ready.
You ready, Dave?
I'm ready, Slick. Are you?
Oh yeah, take it down.
Girl, I must warn you. I sense something strange in my mind. Yo, situation is serious. Let's cure it 'cause we're running out of time. It's all so relationships they seem from the start. It's also when love is not together from the heart.
It's time to party like it's 1990, and that's it. We're talking about the music of 1990. We previously did an episode on the songs of 1989, so we are continuing onward to what I think is a really interesting transitional point in music. This is just at the precipice where the music of the 80s is ending and the tidal wave that is grunge and the gangster rap and hip hop of the early 90s is about to wipe everything that we're talking about off the board for the most part. So this is a really interesting, like I said, right at the cusp of musical change era to be discussing. And to do it, we have a crew here to be talking about their favorite songs of the era. First, she is my wife. She is the coolest. She is Ami Lief.
Hi, hope you enjoy the more than our words tonight. See what I did there?
I did. Well, that's all I have to say.
As good as it gets.
Right. And of course, rejoining us from the most recently the 1989 Songs podcast and many musical episodes before, her brother, Kyle Lieberman.
Good evening.
And finally, joining us, he has been on many episodes of this podcast, but none on music specifically. So please welcome back to the podcast, comedian Rich Baker.
Thank you so much. Always happy to be here, and I'm excited for my first music one.
All right.
Yeah.
So, guys, we're going to be talking about the songs of 1990. And so I'm really curious to hear your nostalgic memories of this period and the music of it. So, Rich, since you're the first one here, or you're popping your musical cherry on this episode, let's start with you. Tell me about your musical memories of this this sort of interesting inflection point in musical history.
Yeah, if anyone pays attention to any previous podcasts, they'll hear me say the same thing over and over, which is my brother's 14 years older than me, so I was into a lot of stuff that was kind of not my age when I was super young. And so in the 80s, I was all into hair bands because that's what my brother was into and some other stuff. And it was about this time, because he's 14 years old, so he had moved out of the house by 1990. And this was kind of the year 89, 90, 91 where I was really starting to find my own new musical taste that didn't come from my brother or from someone like that. And I just remember, and I had a Walkman I had a little zip case that could hold, I believe, 9 or 10 cassette tapes. And there is very few pictures of me for like a 10-year period where you did not see headphones on and the Walkman on the belt loop or whatever, and me carrying around this little man purse of cassette tapes. And that was just when I was like always listening to music. So it was some of the old, some of the new, as you said, very transitionary period.
Kyle, how about you?
Rich, you said the perfect word, transitionary period. This is what this whole period was. We talked about 1989 on another podcast, and really from 89 to 91 is just this whole period of change, In early 89, you were listening to, Winger 17 is like number one on rock radio, and then by the end of 91, I'm sure Lithium, I don't know if it was released as a single, but you know what I'm talking about. It was a totally different change that happened from those 3 years. So for me, the nostalgia comes from just 89 is when I got into music, so it's a personal thing. And then 91 is when everything changed, when a certain song came out. Something happened in 91, right? So 90 is really like this the middle of this period for me. So this whole era is really nostalgic. Now, with that all set aside, I think 90 is garbage compared to 89 and 91. I don't think that it's bad. I think the things that are really high on my list are truly, some of these are some of the best songs I've ever heard, to be honest. But when you start getting into the, past the top 10 down to the 15, 20, 25, it kind of gets a little sparse, and the songs aren't as easy to choose from as it was for 89, or I think it would be for 91. But still, great transitionary period, and I look forward to talking about this.
Amy?
Yeah, so we just came off of recording the 1989 podcast, Kyle and me and you, Doug. And that was so exciting, and there were so many good songs. And Kyle pinged me and was like, we got to keep going. This is going to be so fun. And I was like, yeah, that sounds amazing. And then I started researching, and it wasn't as fun. I mean, it just it's so interesting how stark the difference between 1989 and 90 are. Now, I agree with Kyle that there's some of these songs that are just amazing, great songs, but this was a really hard list, and I don't know why it's such a difference between 89 and 90 for me. I don't know if it was personal. I really couldn't tell you the difference, but some of these songs are really fun, and I still listen to some of them, but then the rest, it was just, usually I have a huge list of 30, 40 songs, and this was it was easy to get to my top 10 because I really only had 15 songs to choose from. So it'll be interesting going through and hearing everybody else's. I hope I have enough commentary on these because I don't remember a lot of these songs. I mean, obviously the ones on my list I do, and I'm going to be speaking more to my personal nostalgia for them and less about the song and how it was written and all that stuff. So I'm curious about Kyle's list too, if he has some of the same nostalgia that I have, since Rich was looking to his older sibling, that Kyle was always my guide on what I was going to listen to. And there's a couple of songs on here that are clearly stray from what Kyle would have been listening to at that time. So that's kind of an interesting side of things. So yeah, I don't think I answered your question at all, but that's where we're at.
You did. You definitely answered the question. I feel kind of the same way. This was a transitional era for me as well. I was becoming more proactive in seeking out music that I wanted to listen to. I was probably watching more MTV at this point. I was also starting to watch a lot of SNL, which meant I would be seeing the musical guest every week on the show. That brought more different kinds of songs into my orbit, or maybe parodies of songs also brought them into oh, okay, they're making fun. I should go listen to whatever they're making fun of so I know what it is. So my pop culture awareness was starting to really expand and balloon musically. I was pretty aware of movies and TV and stuff, but music, I had been a little more kind of, I don't want to say guarded, but I had a smaller sphere of music that I was aware of that was contemporary. I knew a lot of classic rock and oldies and stuff, but contemporary music, it took me a little while to catch up. And this is where it started happening, kind of in 1990. And so when I went back to make my list, we can sort of move into talking about how we made the list. For my list, I was surprised by a number of things that made it onto my list that I would have thought this is not a song that I would necessarily associate with myself of oh, this is, that's one of my all-time favorite jams. But it was this was a big song of the era, and it was maybe as important or interesting in for some reason. But it was less about maybe the personal connection that I had to some of the 89 stuff. It was more about just what kind of dominated the zeitgeist to the point that I was really aware of it more so than my personal tastes for the most part. So yeah, that's how I went about doing it. The other thing I should say before I ask you guys about how you made your list is, just like last time, we're not being too precious about what is considered a song from 1990. Obviously, if it was released on an album or as a single in 1990, if you could walk into a Tower Records and walk out with it, it counts. There's probably a handful of songs in here that maybe were released late in 89, but then really hit the airwaves in a big way in 1990. That's fine. We're not going to be policing this very strictly. And again, if you are the kind of person who's listening to this podcast and gets real mad because something is technically an 89 song, once again, I will advise you to rethink your life choices and your personality traits. So, all right. So with that,
But keep listening.
But keep listening. Just, ease up a little bit. Like,
You know what? Keep listening. Argue about it with your friends. Tell them to listen. Have a big discussion group. Tweet about it, post about it, all that stuff.
Right. But as a general rule in life, categorization should not be the hill to die on. Okay. So with that, Amy, how did you make your list?
Okay, so I always make these lists the same. I start out with a giant list, although I just shared, this list wasn't so giant. It was like 15 to 20. And then I really just go based on feeling. And I just go down and I write yes or no right next to it. And somehow that curates it into my 10. It's usually based on melody or lyrics or just some nostalgia feel and pull I feel towards the song. And then I go and rank them in order. It's very abstract. I know Kyle has a science to his. I'm not that cool. And my list is always, if you ask me again tomorrow, it probably is different. So I don't feel super strongly, although I would say like my top 5 are pretty good jams that I still enjoy.
All right.
Yeah.
Kyle, how about you?
So 89, if you listen to our podcast in 89, it was very formula based. It was, get the top 10, re-rank them based on blah, blah, blah. But this was not like that. This was a lot easier. Like, cause I started thinking about 1990. It was probably the next day after 89. And I was like, boom, boom, boom. I had like 7 of those. Like these 7 are just on my list. We can't do that. We can't, I mean, there's nothing we could do. This is here. And then it was like, okay, well, let's go find some more. And me, kind of like Amy, I didn't get beyond, I might've got to the early 20s, 22, 23. But finding those last 3 wasn't hard. I mean, there was not that many that were just like, oh, this has got to be on the list. So then I just had what I had, and I knew it was at the top. I'm telling you, the top 2 songs on this, 3 songs on this, is some of my best songs of all time. So I mean, the fact that I'm still going to say that this isn't the best year ever, but 2 of maybe in my top 10 from all time, I mean, it's good stuff. So I think it's going to be fun. And I'm not too picky also. Like, so the last podcast we did for 89, it was like some of the stuff came out in 88, but it was popular in 89. And if it came out in 89 and then it wasn't really popular until 90s, and I said, well, you can't count it. Well, that was my way. This kind of the same thing, it was still nostalgia for me growing up in these times. And I was listening to the radio and I knew that Cherry Pie from Warrant came out in 1990. I'll bet my life on that. You might say it was popular in 91, but I just know. I think that's an obvious 1991, by the way. But that's about all I got to say about that.
All right. Rich, how about you? How did you go about curating your list?
Yeah, I on a number of your previous like song episodes, like I don't know, I like comment on Instagram like, here are my top 10, just because I think it's fun to come up with them. So this is my first time to do it for the air. I felt very excited, and I came up with 33 songs from that year that I liked and narrowed it down to 10. But I had to give myself some kind of cutoff point, so I was strict with my own list of like, there's definitely songs that were hits in 90 that I didn't put on there because they technically came out in 89, or that were hits in 91 but came out in 90, that kind of stuff. So there's a little bit of wateriness there, but for the most part I feel pretty good about my list. And there's some stuff on there that is going to be on no one else's list, and that's probably what I'm proud of the most.
All right, so before we launch into what is on the list, does anybody have any predictions for tonight?
I'm going to predict exactly what I did last time. Madonna. Obviously 1990 she did not have her Like a Prayer album at its peak. 1989 her Like a Prayer album was at a peak, but she had stuff in 1990, so I'm just going to say that.
All right.
I know that Extreme's going to be on there.
We did let that one out of the bag. Yeah.
Well,
I would have guessed that before that hint, by the way.
Oh, 1,000%. Yes. All right.
Get the Funk Out by Extreme.
Oh,
that not on my list. Just throwing it out there.
My list is all just Extreme songs. I'll be clear.
Yeah, I don't know what to predict on here other than that. Yes, I know Amy likes more than words, but like there's a lot to choose from, but it is all over the map, and so yeah, it's very tricky. All right, so with that, let's see what is on these lists. Rich, since again this is your first time in one of these, we'll start with you. What is your number 10?
Happy to go first, and my number 10 is actually nostalgic for my first appearance on Nostalgia Marcanum, which, if you recall, was my possibly favorite movie of all time. It always top 5, but from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I love this whole soundtrack, and I'll tell you much later in my list why I didn't select another song on it. But my number 10 is called Turtle Power by Partners in Crime.
On the half shell, they're the heroes for. In this day and age, who could ask for more? The crime wave is high, with muggings mysterious. All police and detectives are furious, cause they can't find the source of this lethally evil force. This is serious, so give me a quarter. I was a witness, get me a reporter. Call April O'Neil in on this case. Hey, you better hurry up, there's no time to waste. We need help like quick on the double. Have pity on the city, man, it's in trouble. We need heroes like the Lone Ranger. When Tonto came pronto, when there was danger. They didn't say we'd be there in half an hour, cause they displayed turtle power.
If you don't know it, it's great. It's one of the songs on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles soundtrack, and it was one of my most played tapes, not only of 1990, but for the next few years afterwards. I love that movie. I had every word memorized, every song memorized, and you know, it's back. Remember back in the day when they would actually make songs tailored to the movie? You know, this song is literally TURTLE power. You know, and it's like, as a 9-year-old, this was my jam.
Yeah, interesting. Like I can imagine. I remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles completely popular around this time, and they had like that, basically like an album, right? Like a soundtrack movie album.
Yep. Absolutely.
Right? And I can't quite place it though. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles weren't my favorite. Maybe I felt like I was too old for it, even though I was probably like 12. So, I mean, 9 makes sense. I don't know. I never got into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I don't know the song, so I can't really say much.
You know, there's a lot of Turtles-related music. I mean, you've got the theme song to the original cartoon is an all-time banger. You've got the Vanilla Ice one from the sequel a few years later that is kind of probably the most popular of any of these. But, like, there was that album we talked about, Rich, the Coming Out of Their Shells tour.
Oh, I went to the concert.
Yeah, like, the one thing about the Ninja Turtles is, like, they can't be... in a way, like, you can't steal their soul by merchandising because that's just part of it. It's like, yeah, man, make all the toys, make all of the different versions of them you want. Like, what's it, Eastman and Laird, who created it, do not care. They're happy to cash that check. So, like, there was, especially then when they were at the absolute peak of turtle power, like, songs like this were just like, yep, crank them out. So
there's a few songs on this album that I like, and one that I even like more, but I didn't put on my list for a reason. But like, this song is a jam. I will still rock out to it to this day. TURTLE, like, yeah, all time.
Yeah, and also speaks to a trend which this really kind of started snowballed in the 90s, which was the rap song that told you what you just watched. Yep, that's over the credits. Like, you know, paging Will Smith, that there's so many of those, and they're all hilarious and so stuck in time that you can almost never listen to them. Yeah. So fun pick. All right. I guess, Amy, I'll go to you for your number 10.
Okay. So my number 10 is, similar to the songs that we'd hear in 1989. It's another power ballady type song. It's High Enough by the Damn Yankees.
I don't want to hear about it anymore. It's a shame I've got to live without you anymore. There's a fire in my heart, a pounding in my brains, driving me crazy. We don't need to talk about it anymore. Yesterday is just a memory. Can we close the door? I just made one mistake. I didn't know what to say when you called me baby. Don't say goodnight. Say you're gonna stay forever. All the way. Can you take me high enough to fly the old
The song is just very quintessential 1990, 1989, 1990. It's got an amazing verse. It's just a great melody. This was kind of the part of my list where I was like, I don't know what else to pull. And like, it kind of like ranks similar to like the other songs on the rest of the, you know, my honorable mentions. But just like a fun rock power ballady song. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Love this song. Big fan. And Damn Yankees was a super group. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, as we sort of talked about, right? This is almost the very end of the hair band era, and this is such a quintessential hair band power ballad type song. It's very Amy. For those of you who don't know, like this is right up your like the middle of stuff you love. So I'm not surprised by this pick, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is a great song. I mean, I never forget this song. You know, this is one of those songs to where, like, I feel like from when did it come out? We're talking 90. By 97, I didn't hear it until, like, 2015, 2016. Like, it really fell off my radar. But the last 5 or 10 years, I've actually heard it on the radio quite a bit, or satellite radio or whatever. And it's solid. This is a great song. Not quite on my list or honorable mention, but I think it's solid. The Damn Yankees album was actually a pretty good album. There's a song on there called Coming of Age. That's a good rocker. Good choice, Amy.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, you're number 10.
Number 10. So, 1989. Oh, wait, I got to say my statement first, guys. I'm going to say this now on all these podcasts. This is quick. I claim this list to how I feel on the date that this podcast was recorded, and I reserve the right for future changes. I'm just going to continue to say that because you know what? My number 10 choice might not be my number 10 choice in a couple of years or whatnot. So, had to say that. So, 1989 podcast had a bunch of rockers on there. Lots of good, heavy rocking, some Metallica on there. You've already listened to it, so it's all good. I can talk about it here. But there's not as many rockers on my 1990 list, but my number 10 is a rocker, and it is Up All Night by Slaughter. Man, I didn't love Slaughter. I mean, I really liked the first album. They had a lot of bangers on here. They probably had 4 or 5 or 6, like, really good tracks. But when I first heard this, like, it was just an anthem. It was an anthem when I was 12 years old, and I was staying up all night with my friends and listening to music and playing music, and this was just a great song to rock out to. So, up all night, sleep all day.
Another great song. This was a great song, and I wouldn't drive for years later, but like the kind of song you roll your windows down and you crank it up as you're pulling in to some place. Like you want to make a statement.
Yeah.
This is a song I haven't thought, you just said like, oh, you stopped hearing this song. Like you could ask me about like what song Slaughter came up with and I would have had no idea, but I'm sure at the time it was like one of my favorite songs as like a 10-year-old, which is so hilarious to me. I can't imagine Celeste, our 8-year-old, listening to music like this, but this is what I was listening to at the time, which is so funny to me. Yeah, this is a fun song. I vaguely remember it.
You know what this reminds me of is like, I feel like if Dazed and Confused, that movie was set in 1990 instead of 1973, I think, or whenever it is, like this would be like right in there. Like you picture someone, as you said, where it's like driving up to the old water tower for making out, and like this is the song. Like it has that 70s kind of vibe to it, even though it is a very late 80s, early 90s hair metal kind of song. So very cool. I'm going to change genres with my number 10 pick. And this is the other genre that we haven't really talked about that was sort of on its way out at this time, which is new wave. One of my favorite genres of all time. And every time I'm kind of like I feel like listening to something. What can I listen to that's new that I haven't heard before? Instead of going, what's contemporary, I will dive back into new wave because there's so much stuff down in there that's amazing. That yeah, you know what? I need to listen to more Devo. I need to listen to more stuff, discover what's in the catalog back here. But this is one of my all-time favorite bands, and it's a song that probably most of you may not know. But this is from Oingo Boingo, and the song is Skin.
This is someone else's story, someone that I never knew. This is someone else's body. Am I getting through to you? If you feel the way that is there anybody there? If you feel the way the armor is something underneath, if you look below for hidden treasure underneath another layer, are you hiding underneath the skin? Is there anybody there? If you peel away the skin, is there anybody there? If you peel away the skin, is there anybody there?
I heard it for the first time it was on a compilation of just like the best of Oingo Boingo stuff. And this song, for some reason, I already knew like Dead Man's Party and some of the bigger hits, but this one if I could have burned a hole through that CD, I would have, because listening to this one over and over again, it's, again, not a big hit track. It was on their best of, but it's not like a hit single for them. There are bigger songs on the album it comes from, but Danny Elfman is an all-time great melody writer and, and a great singer. And like this really kind of showcases like what Oingo Boingo's like when they're not quite going full bore on Halloween stuff. And like you kind of can forget that like, oh yeah, right, that not everything they write is about skeletons. So it's just a great kind of moody, introspective song, and I love it.
I can't comment because I don't know the song, but I just want to throw out there that I think it's cool that it's 1990 and we're doing Oingo Boingo, right? Because, you think Oingo Boingo is going to be on a track from what? I think they're 83, 86 big, I think. I might be totally off about that, but it's probably somewhere in there. So it's cool that it's in here.
Yeah, they started in the I think late 70s or very early 80s, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I also don't know this song at all, but I'm definitely going to listen to it after this because I want to hear it.
All right. Like I said, I didn't expect anybody to know this one, but this one, I just listened to it so many times that when I realized this was a 1990 song, I had to include it on my list. So, all right, Rich, you're number 9.
So my number 9 did drop in 1990, but it wouldn't really chart until 91. And it is LL Cool J's Mama Said Knock You Out.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. I'm rocking my pants, putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom, explosion, overpowering over the competition. I'm towering, wrecking shop. When I drop these lyrics that I make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare. You better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that are all get sliced and diced. Competition's paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. Don't you call this.
I loved 80s hip hop, and I would eventually love, the 90s like gangster rap hip hop and stuff. But this LL Cool J was kind of a bridge between the two because he was hardcore, but you could still listen to, like, your mom didn't hate you for listening to him, kind of a thing. And at least my mom didn't. And I just remember this song was like kind of one of the first gym songs. I wasn't going to the gym at age 9 yet, but I just remember thinking like, oh, I just want to kind of do something like with my muscles right now, like knock you out, It made a 9-year-old sickly kid feel tough,
What's interesting is like thinking about the song, because I totally know this song, and it was on a mix I made for 1990 within the last week, but not quite an honorable mention. But this is almost feels like it's leading up to what's going to happen in 5-10 more years, which is Rage Against the Machine. It's a little bit of aggression in there, you know. Mama said knock you out. Like he's aggressive, and that's kind of hip hop, which is like an aggressive hip hop. So I think that's kind of showing signs of what you're going to see in the later 90s, even getting into Linkin Park and stuff like that.
Sure.
Any thoughts, Aim, on Mama Said Knock You Out?
I don't remember this song.
See, this pinged a nostalgic memory for me because this we're recording this on the day that we dropped the In Living Color episode, and this reminds me they definitely parodied this song on In Living Color. Like I have a memory of this. I can't remember what the joke was in particular, but there was definitely a parody of this song on that show. So great, probably my favorite LL Cool J song. It's fun. Like it's a great choice. All right, so then Amy, you're number 9.
Okay, so my number 9 song, we're gonna change genres a little bit here. This is Cradle of Love by Billy Idol. Just a great, fun song, although at the time I had no idea what the lyrics are about, and today when I was looking at it, I was disgusted. I'm pretty sure he's
It's not good, right?
robbing a cradle, which is kind of gross, and I don't know that it would hold up today. But let's take the lyrics out of it and just have fun with the melody and the rock of it. That's it.
He should be dancing with himself is what he should be doing. Right.
I love this song when it came out. This is a great track. I mean, again, not quite an honorable mention for me, but I feel like it was on a movie soundtrack of some sort, and then ended up being on his album that had a cover of "L.A. Woman" and a couple other good songs. It was kind of when Billy Idol was on his way down. Like it was after he's had a lot of his, White Wedding and all those early '80s hits. So this is like maybe one of the last albums I think he had. Really, one of the last albums successful. I bet "Cradle of Love" is probably his last top 100 hit. Solid song though. Yeah, thinking about the lyrics, Amy, you're right. It's like, well, yeah, this isn't gonna hold up today.
I had no idea the lyrics were. I've heard the song a million times, rocked out to it, sang along with it, never dissected the lyrics before, so I'm gonna read those later. But yeah, it was on my honorable mentions. I love this song too, and now I have a new understanding of it.
And once again, my gateway to this song was parody because Weird Al. In the whatever polka medley was the one that followed that came after 1990, this was in there, and that was my first time I ever heard it. Was this polka version of it, and I don't think I actually heard the real version of the song until 15 years later or something. I was like, oh, okay, that's what it actually sounds like.
This was actually in the movie soundtrack for Ford Fairlane with Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh,
that's
wow!
I had to look that one up.
Talk about a movie of its time.
I feel like we were watching that movie when it popped. Not to bring this down, but so I have don't mention that around me.
Hey, and it was the night that our grandpa passed, and we happened to be watching that movie before, that's all. So we remember it. That's the association. Strange shit.
Wow.
I don't remember the movie at all, but I remember that we were watching it.
That is by far the most the heaviest thing that's ever been associated with Andrew Dice Clay. All right. Move this along. Kyle, you're number 9.
Number 9 is Winger, Miles Away.
So this is love, or so you tell me, as you're walking out the door. The months go by, and I know for certain it's not the love I'm looking for. Sometimes, just for a moment, I reach out, hope you're still there, miles away. No, you're never turning back.
I love this song. There's not really too much more to say about it, except it's a good ballad from a hair band from late 80s, early 90s. I think it's super melodic. There's so much melody. I can imagine this song being covered today by a country artist or just, I don't know who's on the radio today, but something kind of modern in pop. It's just got a really good verse and pre-chorus and chorus, and I bet it's somewhere up on Amy's list, and that's all I'm going to say about that song.
I love Winger. Big fan of Winger.
One of my memories.
I'm all for it. Sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead, Amy.
I was going to say one of my nostalgia memories of this song was that I had a boy in my class in 4th grade or whatever grade this was named Miles. And Kyle would tease me because I think I walked home from school with him and his twin sister, and you'd always sing this song at me because you thought I had a crush on him.
Yeah.
Which I don't think
it was
I did.
literally one of those,
But-
I just had to bother my sister.
Do you
His
remember?
name was Miles, and that was the song on the radio in 1990. So it was, I was going to make fun of you. That was actually a really good album. In the Heart of the Young was way better than I thought their previous album. There's some great tracks on there. I don't want to say any of them in case we might see them on the list later, but good album, Winger.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 9, we've kind of danced around it, but in 1991, Nirvana releases "Smells Like Teen Spirit" and changes the face of music. But that is, of course, not the first grunge song. It's just the first grunge song
To pop.
We talked about it way back on the grunge episode, but it's a nuclear bomb level of a song in terms of its effect on music. But so my number 9 is a grunge song that predates that. There were these, few test balloons of grunge coming before "Smells Like Teen Spirit," and this is one of them. So my number 9 is Alice in Chains, "Man in the Box." This is it has all the hallmarks of grunge, and obviously people didn't know what that was yet when the song was out. I remember hearing it on the radio. I'm trying to remember if I went to summer camp that year or the year after, but I definitely remember, was it somewhere between 5th and 6th grade? Might have been in the summer I went to sleepaway camp, and because I remember the counselors playing a lot of hard rock stuff when we were hanging around, so hearing a lot of Guns N' Roses at this time, and then this one would be in there. And just, I remember kind of thinking, this is different. This is a different kind of hard rock music than the hair metal I was used to, kind of heralding what was about to happen over the next couple of years. But just judging it on its own merits, I think it's a cool song. It's creepy. It's weird. The vocals have that kind of classic Alice in Chains kind of almost shimmering, weird, otherworldly quality to them. So yeah, just a hard kind of just chugging song.
I love this song, but I would not get into it until years later when grunge hit mainstream. And then my friends and I would talk about grunge, and I had one friend who was cool and knew grunge before it became mainstream, and he would be like, well, if you like that, try this. And that's when I really got into Alice in Chains and some of the older grunge stuff. So I didn't know about it in 90, but I do love this song.
I think Man on the Box might be on top 10 songs of the 1990s kind of list, right? It's going to be right up there with, Plush, Stone Temple Pilots, and Pearl Jam, Alive. Like, it's going to be in the top 10. I personally consider this song to be a 91 song because I remember rocking out that summer of 91, and I think that might have been when it was on the radio. I do understand that it came out in 90 because the album Facelift is from 90, so it passes, like it qualifies the list, but for me, it's already in my 1991 honorable mentions, at this point. Great choice, though. Man in the Box, solid song.
Does this mean you've already made your 91 list?
I'm playing.
Amy, any thoughts on...
I can't even finish my list till like the day of, and you're like already ahead. It's amazing. I don't have any thoughts. I'm sorry. I don't know this song, but I'll add it to my...
Man in the Box. That one. Wow. Like, it's got a real, like, almost like...
I'm enjoying you guys singing it
Amy,
at me,
you know
but
the
I
song.
still don't know it.
In this song, they say shit, and I thought that was super cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is no song that sounds like this song. It's the second you hear it, you're like, okay, yeah. All right, so that brings us to Rich, you're number 8.
Oh, a movie that I'm sure I saw it, but I don't remember at all. But I remember the song from Young Guns 2, Bon Jovi's Blaze of Glory.
Born into this world with this seal born with sin. Well, at least they gave me some. I didn't have to steal or have to win. Well, they tell me that I'm wanted. Yeah, I'm a wanted man. I'm a goat in your stable. I'm what Cain was to Abel. Mr. Catch me if you can. I'm going down in a blaze of glory. Take me now, but no retreat. I'm going out in a blaze of glory. And Lord, I never choose first, but I choose first blood. I'm going son, call me young gun. You ask about my conscience, and I'll offer you my soul.
This is, I love Bon Jovi. I would love his later stuff. I loved his earlier stuff. But there's something about this song that it's like top 5 favorite Bon Jovi songs. And I don't know the rest of the album. I don't know the movie. But this one song is a real jam.
I love it. I'm crossing it off my honorable mention list. I do like a lot of Bon Jovi around this time. New Jersey is an amazing album. The Blaze of Glory soundtrack is good. There's a few other good songs on there. Santa Fe Miracle. And also the next 1 or 2 albums that Bon Jovi had some, what's the song? Always is an amazing power ballad.
Oh, yeah.
And then even later 90s with This Ain't No Love Song and It's My Life. Like, yeah, Bon Jovi's solid, right? I mean, I'm not a huge fan all around, but this is one of theirs, whatever you want to call it, best Bon Jovi songs. Good choice. And by the way, this song's got like 3 or 4 long verses. I love that it's so wordy. At the end it breaks down to the drums and it's each night into the world, I pray the Lord, my soul, whatever the hell he's saying. I don't know lyrics. I'm not a lyrics guy, but you guys know what I'm talking about. There's that breakdown verse at the end. This is a very wordy lyrical song and it paints a great picture of the movie. Good choice, man.
Thanks.
I think this was his debut
As a solo artist.
single.
Oh.
Solo. Yeah. So it's not even a Bon Jovi. It's a Bon Jovi song. So I don't know if there's any differences that you can see there based on his like own personal style.
There's no Richie Sambora, there's no the other guys, but it's just him. It's the same thing. It's Bon Jovi songwriting. I'm sure he wrote "Living on a Prayer" too, right? I mean, it's still him.
I didn't know it was a single verse because when the band is named Bon Jovi, it's like I don't know, but you just taught me something. Thank you.
Yeah, John Bon Jovi soundtrack. So definitely.
Yeah. I don't remember the movie either, but I like the song.
Yeah.
I owned the cassette. I remember owning this cassette. I don't think I've ever seen the movie. I don't think I've seen Young Guns 1 or 2.
I didn't know there was a one. I
Wow.
just started it
Guns 2 is
too.
the first
Yeah.
Guns movie. I
Bold
love
choice.
that.
Bold choice to start with a sequel.
I feel like that's what a Mel Brooks would do. He would make a movie that starts
Emilio
at 2.
It's got a banger
Estevez,
cast.
Kiefer
Yeah.
Sutherland,
Yeah.
Lou Diamond, Christian Slater. Yeah, I think we all need to watch this.
It's like almost Tombstone is what it is.
Yeah.
But and of course this follows Wanted, Dead or Alive, like in Bon Jovi doing these kind of Western things. But it's not Western in the sense of like what we think of as like country music. It's more like, Ennio Morricone, like Good, the Bad, and the Ugly cowboy music.
Tombstone.
Spaghetti Western music. And yeah, it's fun. Like, it's just, yeah, it like combines that with like hair metal in a great way. It's two great tastes that somehow taste great together. So cool. So then Amy, you're number 8.
Sorry, I was researching. Okay.
Nice.
I was researching Young Guns too. Okay, let's change course here. This there had to be something representative of how much I danced when I was a 10-year-old and how much I made my mom sit there and watch me dance to the same songs over and over and over again. And Vogue by Madonna was one of them.
Yep.
Obviously. So this is a song for me that just has a lot of nostalgia. Every time I hear it, I just imagine like doing my dance moves because you had to do this when you were dancing. No one can see me, but
we know what it is.
Yes, you all know what you're doing.
But
you're all doing it right now.
That's exactly like everybody listening to this knows exactly what hand movements you're doing without
and that's how
saying anything.
Like how big, and a lot of the songs actually on this list, like you remember the video that you associate, like that. It's such a big association that we haven't even talked about that yet. And there's a couple of other songs on here that are just like, you just can't think of the song without thinking of the video. But yeah, this is such a great Madonna song. I don't remember if this album came out and what
I
album.
believe that this was
Vogue.
just a single. I think it was
Honestly?
a single, or maybe like an EP, and maybe an
Just
EP
a
or 2 or
single.
3
Okay.
tracker. Right after Like a Prayer, she went right into this, and then came like the Justify My Love stuff, which might have been a little after.
Yeah, which is when I felt I wasn't into like that era of Madonna. I must have been already moved on.
I kind
at
of think
that
of it
point,
as the
but-
peak of her career, honestly, because Like a Prayer was such an amazing album, and then she came out with this. And this was, in a way, probably not as good as some of the songs on Like a Prayer, but it was like solid. It was like an A song. It's actually an honorable mention for me. I love the piano. I love that it's a piano rocker.
soundtrack.
Like it's got piano and dancing, and they go into that verse at the end where she's talking about a bunch of Fred Astaire and, a bunch of like kind of We Didn't Start the Fire like stuff at the end there.
Yeah.
So cool
Grace
song.
Kelly, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I like Madonna, and I like a lot of stuff before and after this, and I don't dislike this song, but, I saw it, when I was researching what songs came out in 1990, and I was like, yeah, it just didn't crack the top 10 for me, but, I definitely danced to it, and I remember, because if I recall, the video was black and white, right? And that was kind of a big, bold choice at that point.
Yeah. This would not be on my list of my favorite Madonna songs either. I think she's got much better songs than this, but in terms of like just cultural penetration, to use a word she would like at this era, like everywhere. This was one of those songs that was like you'd go out into the desert and bury yourself under a rock and you'd still hear this song. It was everywhere. Huge.
Yeah.
It was kind of like Smooth. Kind of like Rob Thomas Smooth and Santana, right? It was like that kind of song.
Yes, that's another one of those. Like, the song literally follows you around. So hard to imagine a song being that everywhere now, but it's just huge song. All right, Kyle, you're number 8.
All right, number 8 is a 1980 song off of a 1989 album. One of my best albums of all time. Pump. We're going Aerosmith. We're going Janie's Got a Gun.
Janie got a gun. Janie got a gun. Whole world's come undone.
I'm sure you guys will all look it up and find that Janie's Got a Gun came out in like November or December of '89. That's when it was released. But this song was big in 1990. This was a big hit in the year of 1990. This was at the top of the charts early that year. So it counts for me. I felt it. I rode that song out all year. I think it was probably an award winner at, the whatever Video Music Awards there were. And it's a great song. I mean, this, in a way, it's one of my favorite songs of all time. For the year 1990, I think that there's ones that hit home more for me, that are more nostalgic. So this one's a little lower on the rankings, but Janie's Got a Gun, great track off of Pump.
This is another one where you just remember or at least I remember the video.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It was like when videos used to tell a story. And I mean, this one really did. And it was like so impactful. I did not include this on my list. I probably had it and then marked it off because I didn't think that it qualified. But I love Aerosmith and I loved that song. And especially like I remember us loving that song together growing up and it being on our top 10 lists back then. So this is a solid choice.
Yeah, I would get into Aerosmith huge with Get a Grip. And then I would go back and find all the other old Aerosmith stuff back to the very first album. And I became a huge fan kind of after the fact. And I do remember the video and I remember the song. It was everywhere. But this didn't really hit me in 1990 yet until a little bit later. It's a great song.
That makes sense.
Yep, I had this on my list of top 10 Aerosmith songs when we did that episode. It is a great song. It has a good message, and as you said, I mean, the video tells a story because the song tells a story. It's actually about something that has some real substance to it, in addition to a lot of great musicianship that we already talked about on the earlier Aerosmith episode. So, yeah, cool.
I want to say that the director of that video is someone well-known now. I don't know who.
David Fincher.
It's David Fincher?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, there you go. Huh. All right. All right, I'll keep this moving. My number 8 is kind of an all-time hair metal song, another one with a message, a very different message, but that is Wind of Change by Scorpion.
The world is closing in. Did you ever think that we could be so close, like brothers? The future's in the air, can feel it everywhere. I'm blowing with the wind of change. Take me to the magic of the moment on a glory night, where the children of tomorrow dream away in the wind of change.
I believe I had this on my Power Ballads, but way back when we did the Power Ballads episode. I remember it coming up in like social studies class because this was, again, 1990, right after the fall of the Berlin Wall. Huge changes happening in Russia that would unfortunately be undone by Vladimir Putin. But just a really neat piece of like a song that's actually kind of a piece of history. So, yeah, and it's just a great song on top of that. It has a nice melody and a great message. So, Wind of Change.
Wow. I looked it up real quick because I was like, how was this not on my top 10? Because this was one of my favorite songs. And
It's 91. 91.
Well, it dropped in 90, but it didn't chart until 90. I just missed it.
Yeah, that's why you're not going to see it on lists. You aren't going to see it on lists because it's a 91 song. That's already. I've thought about this for 91 guys, but I mean, it qualifies. We're okay. The song was off of that album that had, "Tease Me, Please Me" was, I think, the other Scorpion song.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know. I think so.
Yes.
But yeah, it qualifies for me. Great fucking song. When to change? Yeah. I mean, the whistling at the beginning. I don't know why we don't hear people covering this song. Maybe because of the lyrics are a little outdated. I feel like they could redo this with new lyrics or something. But such a good one.
Yeah.
It's on my honorable mentions, so don't worry about it. It's okay.
I'm comfortable with the fact that I chose a song that was released in 1990 for our 1990 podcast. Again, not policing it. It's fine.
I remember
do this however you
I remember
want.
we talked about this song on the Power Ballads, and I remember at the time I was like, I have no idea what the song is about, and I still barely know.
Right.
I'm not very good at history, but it's on my HMs. I like the song, regardless of the content of the lyrics. I just think it's a good, solid song.
I remember years later, somehow, I don't know what context, college or someone I met who was from Russia. It said something about Gonky Park or something. And I was like, why do I know that? Wait,
Gorky Park,
that's in a song.
Yep.
All right, Rich, you're number 7.
Okay, so I was 9 in 1990, and if I was 20, this song probably wouldn't make the list. But damn it, at age 9, this song would get me moving. I don't think it would really go on to be huge until 91. I don't remember, but it is the quintessential Vanilla Ice Ice Baby.
Yo, VIP. Let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. Flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance, caress a speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly, when I play a dope melody. Anything less than the best is a felony. Love it or leave it, you better gain weight. You better hit bullseye, the kid don't play. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby.
Hell yeah, this is 1990. This is definitely 1990.
Yeah, this was I would dance to it. I knew all the lyrics. I didn't know what they meant at all, but I
still don't.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't care. I would go years later. I went to TCU, and my senior year they would bring Vanilla Ice to our campus, and he did Ice Ice Baby for us. And I just remember just like the 9-year-old me just screaming like, yeah.
I mean, it's a rocker. I mean, like, this is the kind of song where I remember rocking out on it. I mean, it's not a rocker. It's not rock music, but you guys know what I mean, right? We rocked to the song back.
Well, it's borrowing.
It's borrowing, which is
under pressure.
I know I didn't even know that at the time, right? Queen, obviously, respect, but didn't know that at the time. But when this was out, this is one of those songs that we all loved for like a year. And then we were like over it. Like, why did we like that for the next 30 years after that?
Amy, any thoughts on Ice Ice Baby?
I don't know that I can contribute anything else.
You can't collaborate and listen?
Ice is back with a brand new invention. Yeah.
All right.
That's as far as I go, though.
Yeah, there was a bunch of these kind of like one-hit wonder. I mean, I guess he had a couple of hits, but, like these hip-hop songs that kind of like just took over the airwaves, and then the artist was gone. Like, there's a bunch of those from the early 90s. I think of, like, I don't know if this is a 1990 song, but Informer by Snow, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was a little later, but
like, holy shit, this song is everywhere, and then poof, gone.
Yeah, MC Hammer, it could be further up on someone's list, so I don't want to go too much into that, but yeah, that one-hit wonder kind of pop-in-your-face dance stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why Vanilla Ice reminds me of Milli Vanilli. When was Milli Vanilli?
88, 89. Yeah, same thing.
Okay, a little bit earlier. Yeah. Okay.
By 90, they were discovered.
Yeah, they were outed.
They were, okay.
I saw them.
That's my favorite scandal of 1990.
Oh, yeah, it was a big one.
There's so many good ones. All right, so then that takes us to, Amy, you're number 7.
Okay, I would be shocked if this song was not on somebody else's list. It is a song by Prince, but recorded by Sinead O'Connor in 1990. It's Nothing Compares to You.
It's been so lonely without you here, like a bird without a song. Nothing can stop these lonely tears from falling. Tell me, baby, where did I go wrong?
I remember not liking this song at all when it first came out. I just didn't resonate for whatever reason. But now listening to it, I think it's so beautiful. It's really pretty. It's haunting. It's another one of those videos where it's like just her face, I'm pretty sure, just staring at the camera. It's like not even her whole face. I feel like it's like neck and like that's it. Like just like no neck. Anyways, I just really enjoy the song. I think it's just a really, really pretty song, and it's a heartbreaking one at that.
It's beautiful. This is a beautiful song. I like you, Amy. We did not like this song in 1990. We were like, we don't listen to this shit. No, but it probably took 10, 15 years. This is a very well-written song. Sinead O'Connor. I don't think it made my honorable mentions because I didn't like it at the time, but this is a great, great song.
Yeah, I pretty much exactly the same. I remember, I do not remember this song then, but I would learn about it later to appreciate it.
Yeah, I like you. I remember not knowing what to make of that video because it seemed boring to me that it was just a close up of her face for 3.5 minutes, however long the song is. But yeah, it's an incredibly well written song. I mean, Prince is no slouch, and her version. I've never actually heard Prince's version of it. This one is one of those things where a cover just dominates, but it's so beautiful and haunting, and just a great little piece of musicianship by both her and Prince. So yeah, great choice. All right, so Kyle, you're number 7.
All right, number 7, just like number 8, that was off of an album that came out in 89. Number 7 is off of Dr. Feelgood, Motley Crue, Don't Go Away Mad. So I had some other 88 or 89 songs in our 89 podcast that were the ones off of this album that were released closer up front of the album, the Dr. Feelgood and Kickstart My Heart. But this was the 4th single. This album is just loaded with bangers. I mean, Don't Go Away Mad was the 4th single that came out from this. I mean, they were not even, I mean, Without You, Same Old Situation, Time for Change. I mean, this thing just freaking rocks. And I love this song because it's a lot prettier than a lot of other Motley Crue songs. Like, they're more about rocking it out, like Girls, 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 and, Wild Side, Smoking in the Boys' Room. But Don't Go Away Mad is almost kind of like an acoustic, a mid-tempo acoustic ballad. So I love this one.
Yeah. Big Motley Crue guy. I'd cross it off my honorable mentions as soon as you said it. Love the song, love that album. Great choice.
You mean I don't know this one, apparently?
No, I know it.
Oh,
I just
okay.
don't have anything else to say about it.
Oh,
fair enough.
We got it covered.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so then that takes me to, I guess it's my number 7. So this one is kind of a local band for us, and a band that I would get into more later, but definitely I had friends that were kind of into like the punk scene happening in Orange County, California at the time. This would have been an older brother type song that I didn't have an older brother, but my friends' older brothers would have introduced me to this, and that is Social Distortion's Story of My Life.
Well, high school seemed like such a blur. I didn't have much interest in sports or school elections, and in class I dreamed all day about a rock and roll weekend. And a girl in the front of the room, so close yet so far, she never seemed to notice that this silly schoolboy crush wasn't just pretend.
fun track. Like it's bouncy. It's, it's got a great kind of fun, happy melody to it. But as you get older, you kind of appreciate this song a lot more as you're looking back, that's the lyrics, right? High school, it seems like such a blur. And he sings about, life goes by and it's past. You only want to do what you think is right. Close your eyes and it's past. Story of my life. It's like that hits harder the older you get. But the song is just like fun. It's youthful. It's, it's just every time I hear it, it just puts a smile on my face.
Nice.
I'm laughing because it reminds me of Bop. The lyrics.
Well, because in an bop you're gone.
Yeah, it goes by so fast. In an bop you're gone.
I don't think I know this song. I wouldn't get into punk until much later. And then I'd once again go back and see the old punk. But I know the name Social Distortion, but I don't know this song. So I'll have to look this one up.
Oh, I feel like Social Distortion is a band you would like, Rich. They have a lot of great hits. Bad Luck, Ball and Chain, like a lot of fun ones.
For me, 1990 and Social Distortion, 1990 for me, Ball and Chain. That's an honorable mention for me. Story of My Life is another one of their good songs. They're totally good kind of punk, like a good early 90s punk band. So that's good stuff.
There's almost like a Johnny Cash edge to them, if that makes sense. Like if you like Johnny Cash, you would like them, even though they're different genres. There's a kind of like similar vibe happening. I never saw Social Distortion, but I went to a Springsteen concert once, and Mike Ness came out and they did Bad Luck, him and Springsteen together. It was really, really good. So anyway, Story of My Life. So let's move on to Rich and your number 6.
As I mentioned, huge hairband guy, like many people on this episode, which I love. But not many good hairband stuff came out in '90 that really hit me. Some did, and I've got plenty of honorable mentions and a couple of albums. But this band gets made fun of a lot. But I love them, and I love this song. It's a ballad. It's called "Something to Believe In" by Poison.
22 years of mental tears, cries of suicidal Vietnam babe. We fought a losing war on a foreign shore to find his country and to want him back. The bullets took his best friends in Saigon. Our lawyers took his wife, his kids, no regrets. Anytime I don't remember, in a war he can't forget. He cried, forgive me for what I'd done there, 'cause I never meant the things I did. And give me something to believe in, that there's a Lord above. And give me something to believe in, oh Lord arise. My best friend died a lonely man in some Palm Springs hotel room. I got the call.
And I if I'm in a certain mood and I turn it on, I can just chill to this song. To this day, it's still played all the time. I just dig it. Very melodic.
Great piano love ballad. Second single off of Flesh and Blood. Great song.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know this one, so I cannot comment. Aim?
I know the song. I don't remember it a ton, but I remember liking it.
we're
I
adding
told
a
you
lot.
I'm not super helpful.
All right.
I represent the people.
Which people?
I don't know.
All right. Aim, your number 6.
All right, my number 6. So this song is, I don't remember liking this back then. I probably would have been teased by Kyle if I'd listened to it. But when I was going through the lists of songs that came out in 1990, I was like, oh my God, I had no idea that this was a 90s song. It's Vision of Love by Mariah Carey.
You treat me kind, sweet destiny. You did, and I'll be eternally grateful, holding you so close to me. Right through the nights, so faithfully, knowing the one that I needed would find me eventually. I had a vision of love, and it was all that you've given to me. I had a vision of love, and it was all. what you turned out to be.
Which, so this is not really a nostalgia pick because I didn't come to Mariah until probably high school. So that would have been 5 or 6 years later. But I saw it was on the 90 list and I had to include it because I love Mariah Carey. This was another person that I danced to all the time and I sang to. And I think she's such an important part of the 90s. I didn't realize it was quite the early 90s, but she had such a great career. This was her first single, and I think it's a great song. She's a great songwriter.
Yeah, this is a great album that came out, and I remember this clearly in '90. Yeah, this was the first single, and she had like 5 singles on this album, and I'm actually surprised, Amy, that you weren't into it because you were into who are you into that was kind of like that?
Whitney Houston?
No, but like even like Madonna, kind of a little bit. Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, you weren't listening.
I wasn't at all, but it
was
just makes sense because it's kind of your genre of like cool female diva type of like singer. So yeah, wouldn't be on my list, but I recognize Mariah Carey's. I don't know. She probably didn't write those songs. I don't know. No disrespect, Mariah Carey. You might have if you're listening, but there's some good songs on there.
I'm pretty sure she has a hand in writing most of her music. I'm not sure like what the divide is between like someone else like actually writing like the music and her coming and writing the melodies with the lyrics, but I would say like anytime I look her up, her name is almost always attached to the songwriting.
Look at this album though. Like I'm looking at the tracks on this album. I lost it. I was there, but Vision of Love, I Don't Want to Cry, Someday. That's like at least what 3, 4. I'm trying to think. Love Takes Time. Does that sound familiar? Mm-hmm. She had some good tracks on this one.
Love Takes Time won Song of the Year 92, the BMI Pop Awards.
Interesting.
What are the BMI Pop Awards?
I liked Mariah Carey a lot.
The Body Mass Index Pop Award.
I like Mariah Carey a lot later, but I was not into her at this point. So this album kind of missed me at that time. I don't know. It sounds huge. I don't know how it missed me, but it did.
Yeah, I have memories of Mariah Carey around this time. This was right around when she was starting to really break big, and this one I remember hearing and just noticing like lady can sing. Like this girl has an amazing set of pipes. But this wasn't a genre. I'm still not a genre that I'm particularly into. I obviously respect her talent. It's just not one that ever spoke to me. But yeah, you can't deny like what a massive hit this was and how great she is. Like it's a real it's very few humans can produce sounds like this. Like she's just such a unicorn of a voice.
Absolutely.
So. All right, Kyle, you're number 6.
Number 6, simple song, Love and Affection by Nelson.
Here she comes, just like an angel. Seems like forever that she's been on my mind. Nothing has changed. She thinks I'm a waste of her time. There she goes. No, she don't know what she's missing. Can't she see I'll never give up the fight? I'll do all I can. She understands my desire.
I really think this is a great written song. I think their album was actually pretty good. There's a good 3 or 4 songs on there that were pretty good. It probably wouldn't be something that I would put like on a favorite list of all time, but I just think that the song has just got a really good melody and nice acoustic guitar going, and it's just very easy to the ear, major sounding pop song. So that is why it was my number 6.
Nice.
It's on my honorable mentions. Nelson was twins, the sons of Ricky Nelson, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah.
Famous singer.
I remember liking this, but then hearing people in school making fun of them, and so I would never say out loud to people that I liked Nelson.
Of course.
You could say it now,
Yeah,
Rich.
Nelson was great. I think they're great. If I get bullied, though, later, Amy, I'm calling
proud
you.
of you.
Yeah, no wedgies on the Zoom call, so you're safe. All right, so my number 6, I said I would have songs on this list that are like not at all like songs that you would associate with me or my personality if you know me, but this is a song that I think is probably the best of its type ever written, and this song was everywhere. This is probably the best dance song of all time, and it is D-Light's Groove is in the Heart.
The chills that you spill up my back keep me filled with satisfaction when we're done. Satisfaction of what's to come. I couldn't ask for another. No, I couldn't ask for another.
That's right.
Your groove, I do deeply dig. No walls, only the bridge. My supper dish, my succotash wish.
Sing it, baby.
I couldn't ask for another. No, I couldn't ask for another. Groove is in the heart. Groove is in the heart. Groove is in the heart.
That's for mama.
Groove is in the heart.
Not a song you would ever think of like, oh, yeah, Doug loves that song. But like, I must have danced to this song a million times because every dance I ever went to, all the way through the end of the 90s, they were, going to my prom, they probably played this song in 98. Like it just continued to dominate because like every dance song that came after it was like, it's like that song, but not quite as good. And I don't know if it's just the bass line. The bass line of that song is top notch, but like all the little individual elements, it just puts a smile on your face whenever you hear that song. Like it is such a perfect dance song. So that's why I'm going with it.
It kind of has a Love Shack kind of vibe, or like it's just a good dance song. You kind of just feel it. The chills that just build down the back. Like it's just kind of grooving, dancing. Nice choice.
Yeah, great song. I don't think I can stand still if this song's playing. Like, I'm gonna move.
For the listeners, Rich has been dancing since Doug mentioned the name of the
It's
song.
in my head now. I'm like,
We all are.
Yep.
Now we all dance break.
All right, Rich, you're number 5.
Okay, so this is the only song on my list that was not a hit of any kind. I'm gonna explain it real quick. I won't take up too much time, but we're gonna hear at least one more song from this album, Extreme 2, Porno Graffiti, which is one of my personal favorite albums of all time. I know every song on it. Kyle jokingly mentioned "Get the Funk Out." I'm like, I considered it, So I didn't put more than words. I like that song, but it's not my favorite song on the album, even though it happened to be the monster hit that didn't sound like any other song. But my personal favorite song off that album is a very deep cut called "It's a Monster."
Everybody was born in it. Sure as hell gonna die in it. Some people don't give a shit. Now whether or not they're full of it. It's on my mind most of the time. It's when you find we all go blind, and it will start get in our hearts. It's gone too far. That's who
I love this song. It's an epic song from start to, and it's like and then it's like a parentheses apostrophe S, a monster for some reason. Who knows why? But this whole album is like hard rock plus funk plus melody plus harmony. And this song it starts slow and it builds and it's epic, and I just rock out to it.
Extreme, yeah. Decadence Dance, that's a track on this album.
Yes.
One track that I really like is Wholehearted, which I'm sure lots of listeners out there's a hole in my heart that can only be filled by you. You, Amy, Doug, you guys, I know you're not, maybe you're nodding, I don't know, but you guys both know that song. More Than Words for me is 1991, though. I realize that it came out in 1990. It qualifies by all means, but I remember hearing it in 91, and it was sort of like a spring, summer of 91. I know I'm really nerdy when it comes to these 3 years, 89 to 91. I can kind of tell you the time of the season that the song was on the radio. I'm nuts. Sorry. But yeah, it would be... most things on this album, I think, would be 91, except... Well, I mean, this is a deep track. You're saying a deep track off an album. We're not talking about More Than Words. I'm getting all into the More Than Words conversation that we haven't had yet. So I'm going to shut up then. But I got to hear this rock song, though. Got to hear this rock song.
I don't remember.
There's no reason you should.
comments.
Unless you were a huge fan of the album, this song would not have pinged your radar at all.
Yeah. I wrote it down. I'll listen to it when we're done.
Fair enough.
All right. Amy, what's your number 5?
Okay, my number 5 is probably not going to qualify under Mr. Kyle over here, the Police. But this is a re-release. So it originally came out earlier, and then they re-released it for a movie. So I consider that qualified. It Must Have Been Love by Roxette.
Lay a whisper on my pillow. Leave the winter on the ground. I wake up lonely. There's air of silence in the bedroom and all around. Touch me now. I close my eyes and dream away. It must have been love, but it's over now. It must have been good, but I lost it somehow. It must have been love, but it's over now. From the moment we touched till the time had run out. Make believing we're together.
I think it's a really pretty song. I don't know that it really fits the movie now that I'm thinking about like Pretty Woman and like It Must Have Been Love. I'm like a little suspicious that I don't know. Anyways, we're not talking about that. That's a topic for another time. But yeah, I think this is just such a pretty song. Roxette was so popular back then, and this I think is the song of theirs if I had to pick one. And actually, when we were making our 89 list, I somehow like included this on my list, and it didn't even come out in 89. So I was very confused. Anyways, It Must Have Been Love. Great song. Great, very melodic.
Yeah. Roxette's great. This song's great. It's not my favorite Roxette song. I didn't put it on my list just because I think I was a little more, like, I was like, oh, it didn't come out this year necessarily. But like, yeah, it totally qualifies. It's great. And I love the song.
I agree. I like Roxette. Other ones of their songs, even the stuff that's going to come in 91 is some of their some really good stuff. This is definitely 1990. I mean, this is the heart of 1990. So I don't know if it came out on some other album at some other time, but this counts.
Yeah, and you don't get a lot of girl groups doing rock at this time, especially this kind of genre. I mean, you have like things like the Bangles earlier or the Go-Go's, but not a lot of like more hair metal space, like except what, like Lita Ford, like a few people that did stuff like this. But Roxette, yeah, there's not many people like them, and this might be my favorite Roxette song as well. I think it's really well written. It's a pretty little ballad. So yeah, I have no idea on the dates. I'm not going to quibble with you. It's just a great song, and I'm happy to be talking about it. So, all right. Kyle, you're number 5.
All right, number 5. I'm breaking some rules here, and I do apologize. In 1989, Amy put 2 songs at like number 8 or 9 or something. So I'm going to break a rule here, but I'm really kind of only breaking my own rule. So in the point of inserting a song, go ahead and insert the song Life Goes On by Poison. But really, what? So first off, that song came out in 91, but it's off an album from 1990, so it qualifies, and on some terms it qualifies. But it's really the whole album that I want to be my number 5. It's not the song Life Goes On. I think that Flesh and Blood, even today, I like hair metal too, Rich. I mean, that's kind of my thing. But I think the Poison Flesh and Blood album is phenomenal. Yeah. I mean, Unskinny Bop, Let It Play, Ride the Wind, Something to Believe In, you already said. Life Loves a Tragedy. I mean, the title track, Valley of Lost Souls. I know a lot of people out there don't know what I'm talking about. But this is a banger of fucking songs on an album. This is just great. So Life Goes On, if you want to play that, or if you want to do a medley of a bunch of songs off of there, feel free. No pressure, but Flesh and Blood has got to have some representation here.
Who did we run into from Poison? We were at that little amusement park.
Brett Michaels. You guys ran into Brett Michaels.
Was it Brett Michaels? Yeah.
Yeah, he was like signing
with my kids.
He was signing CDs somewhere, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we were with your kids.
Yeah.
Right.
That's cool.
My one Poison memory.
I would have never.
I obviously agree, Kyle. I love this album. I already mentioned it in my list. Poison. They may have been the butt of the joke for other hair bands, like saying you're not worth or whatever, but I thought they rocked.
All right.
I have Unskinny Bop on my honorable mentions simply because of Kyle singing the song. We probably talked about this in the 89 podcast, but Kyle did a cover of this song. You used to be able to go to the theme park and you could record yourself singing with a back
karaoke,
track.
Basically karaoke.
Yeah, karaoke.
Yeah, recorded onto a tape that you can take home and listen to the car. So it was me singing this. I believe Amy was singing "Wind Beneath My Wings," and it was our dad singing "Puff the Magic Dragon." Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Memories just pop right in there.
Yeah. And Mom refusing to do anything. Oh no, didn't we all do a track together?
Yeah, it was horrible. But I don't even remember. It's gone from my memory.
No, was it what's the song that all the artists came
We Are the
together to
World?
sing?
We Are the World?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's probably that one.
Popular karaoke choice, We Are the World.
And I also, fun deep cut, I sang that song, Kyle, what year was it? At my 4th grade talent show with Lauren, who was, this is a full circle moment, Miles' sister.
It was probably right around that time. I mean, 4th grade, puts you right.
The Miles we talked about.
91, yeah.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Who sings We Are the World?
Michael Jackson, yeah.
A lot of people.
Hey, did Voices That Care come out in 90 or was that 91? I think that was 90. Oh, that was like the war, so 91, 92.
Yeah.
Stand proud.
Okay.
Who wrote that one? Lionel Richie?
Don't know. All right, my number 5. Once again, I'm picking a song that's probably girlier than you would expect me to pick, but this is a great song. It's incredibly well written, and just once again, kind of an inspirational track, and that is Wilson Phillips. Hold on.
I know this pain. Why do you lock yourself up in these chains? No one can change your life except for you. Don't ever let anyone step all over you. Just open your heart and your mind. Is it really fair to feel this way inside? Oh, someday somebody's gonna make you wanna turn around and say goodbye. Until then, baby, are you gonna let them hold you down and make you cry? Don't you know, things will change, things will go your way. If you hold on for one more day, can you hold on for one more day? Things will go your way. Hold on for one more day.
I really like this song. I don't know if it's my favorite Wilson Phillips song or by heart or anything, but I think this one just, we all saw Bridesmaids at the end of that movie. There's just something really, it's a great, way to send you on your way. You just feel good. Life's going to be okay. I'm going to be all right. Yeah, fuck those people, that held me down. There's something powerful about the song. So, hold on.
It is later on my list, but I'll go ahead and talk about it now. It is the most fun song. Like some of these others I mentioned, I Can't Stand Still. I'm going to mouth it. I'm going to rock out to it. I'm going to, like, if I've got a friend near me, I'm going to, like, shoulder up against them. Like, we're both, like, harmonizing on mics at the same time. Like, and if anyone has the guts to do this song at karaoke, the whole place goes bananas.
So never been a fan. I do respect the songwriting in it, and I think that it's a very well-written song. I think at the time I laughed at it because I was listening to Up All Night by Slaughter. Just Wilson Phillips wasn't in my, in my wheelhouse at the time. But it's a good song, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle and I probably made fun of this song back then. What right did I have as a 9-year-old to be making fun of songs? But it's on my honorable mentions just because of, like, the staying power of it. And, like, I recognize now how fun of a song it is. And, Rich, we can sing this at karaoke in a few weeks when we see each other. We can do this. Could be our anthem that we all go out on.
Great.
Yeah. I think it's a really fun song.
All right. That takes us to Rich's number 4.
Okay, so earlier when I talked about LL Cool J, Kyle, you said kind of set the stage later for bands like who'd you say?
Rage.
For like Rage Against the Machine and Linkin Park, stuff like that. To me, my number 4 song sets the stage for all those bands better than any other song I know of, because it sounds like no other song on my list, your list, or any other song in 1990, or any other song by the same band. It's called Epic by Faith No More.
Crying, bleeding, lying on the floor. So you lay down on it and you do it some more. You got to share it, so you dare it, then you bear it, hey, you deserve it. You want it all, but you can't have it. It's in your face, but you can't grab it. It's alive, afraid, a lie, a sin. It's magic, it's truth, it's a loss to win.
And they were the first that I ever heard of, and definitely the first hit, to really put rock with some kind of a rap, hip-hop fusion, and it blew up. And I think that Korn, Limp Bizkit, POD, Evanescence, Rage, Linkin Park, I think all these bands probably heard this song at some point in their musical education.
Yeah, Epic's solid, and I agree. This is iconic. It's a huge song for the time. Just with it's got that piano at the end with the outro, and it's kind of hip hop and it's kind of hard rock, but it kind of has got that funk thing where it's like Primus is coming soon.
Yeah.
For me, the song's 1989. I think that it was probably popular in 90, so it probably ended up on lists in the 90s, so I can go along with that. But yeah, I think I talked about this song as an honorable mention, I believe, on the 89 podcast. But it is a super duper song. Super duper. Iconic.
You don't know this one, Aim, or you...
I don't remember it.
Oh, no, this is a great song. I mean, for all the reasons you guys already said, there is the interesting fusion of rap and rock here happening, following on things like the Run DMC, Aerosmith, Walk This Way. This is very bass line heavy, like slappy bass in a way that you would associate with something like the Chili Peppers. But there's like there's definitely something about it, like as you said, Rich, like there's nothing that sounds like this. Even the stuff that came afterwards that was influenced by it doesn't sound like this.
Yeah.
There's something uniquely weird about it that makes it kind of fun to go back to, because like it's just like, yeah, it is a one of a kind song.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, Amy, number 4.
Okay, so number 4 is a song that already came up on someone else's list. It didn't say too much at the time, but of course this person would be on my list. It's John Bon Jovi, Blaze of Glory. I had a huge crush on JBJ, so of course he's on here. I mean, we already talked about it. I will say, when I was researching it today, that Elton John, I saw, did backing vocals and piano on the track, which is kind of interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah, so from our favorite movie, Young Guns 2. First of its kind.
Yeah.
There will be a Young Guns 2 podcast at some point.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Find someone who actually watched it.
Yeah, none of us.
We should talk about it anyways and not watch it.
There you go.
Just pretend to know what happens in the movie.
We make our Young Guns 3. Let's do Young Guns 3.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I loved him. Yeah.
All right.
We can move along.
Okay, Kyle, you're number 4.
Number 4, the Black Crowes, Jealous Again.
Ooh.
Black Crowes had their first album, Shake Your Moneymaker. That's the album. I mean, you want to listen to Black Crowes. To me, I like them. I like their later stuff. It's okay. It's rock. It's kind of rocking and jamming, but this first album is just an album full of great rocking songs. Jealous Again was their first song that came out. It was the first one that I heard. Saw the video on MTV. Eventually, She Talks to Angels, Hard to Handle, all that other stuff. But this was 1990 was the year for them. Saw them perform this album in its entirety about 2 years ago. And it was great. So, got to give it up to the Black Crowes in 1990.
Totally forgot about this song. Again, I think it was one that I knew about, but would kind of appreciate more later. But yeah, this is a great song.
I don't know the Black Crowes well. I had one of their later albums at some point. I don't know why I bought it. And I knew Hard to Handle because it was on classic rock kind of radio all the time. But that's about all I know of them. So I can't comment on this song. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't have any commentary on this particular song, but some of their other songs are really good.
Yep.
Sorry.
All right. So my number 4, this going from songs that don't seem like me to a song that is quintessentially me because it is very nerdy, and that is They Might Be Giants, Birdhouse in Your Soul.
I have a secret to tell from my electrical well. It's a simple message and I'm leaving out the whistles and bells. So the room must listen to me, filibuster vigilantly. My name is Blue Canary, one note spelled L-I-T-E. My story's infinite, like the Longines Symphony. It doesn't rest. Blue Canary in the outlet by the light switch. Who watches over you? Make a little birdhouse in your soul, not to put too fine a pine on it. Say I'm the only bee in your bonnet. Make a little birdhouse in your soul.
Good choice.
I love this song. This is a fun one to do at karaoke. There's this whole album, their album Flood, which literally opens with a cute little this choir kind of going singing about how the birds are singing and the sun is shining. It's like one of these 35-second intro tracks. But then it says a brand new record for 1990. They might be giant. They introduce it that way as an album for 1990, and then it goes straight into Birdhouse in Your Soul. I love Istanbul. I love Particle Man. Some of the songs on this are very iconic, and they became well known to kids of our generation because there was a Tiny Toons episode where they put a bunch of They Might Be Giant songs into the episode, and basically animated little music videos with the Tiny Toons to these songs. This was not one of them though. This song, but I think it's probably their best song, and there's just something. Their music isn't deep in any way. It's mostly just weird for the sake of weird. But this one is sort of about carve out a little place for me. Make a little birdhouse in your soul. And it's just again another song that I can't help but it's infectious.
The changes are so weird in the song. It's almost kind of like it's epic in an only 3 or 4 minute way, where it does these little key changes, kind of back and forth, and it starts off with "I'm not your friend, I'm just your only friend," whatever he's saying there. I love the song. Did they have fish heads on this album, or was that on a different album?
Fish Heads is a totally different artist.
Oh, really? No, They Might Be Giants did Fish Heads. They covered it. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe they covered it, but Fish Heads, Roly Poly.
Yes,
Fish
that's
Heads
a song from
the
70s or early 80s or something.
Yeah,
yes.
There's a group called Barnes and Barnes, which I will note is notable because there is a music video for it, back in the days, way before music videos were a thing. And oh gosh, who's the famous actor who's in it? It's Bill Paxton is in that video somehow.
Wow.
Very, very young Bill Paxton. So there you go.
Totally agree, Doug. This is a great album, total, and this is my favorite song on it. I also sing this at karaoke, and I also see the other three nerdy guys who look at me and go, I see you, while everyone else goes, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Not a huge lyrics guy, kind of similar to what Kyle was saying earlier, but I will say that the lyrics in this song are really, really good. And I don't know, they just feel good in the mouth to sing them.
Yep. All right, well, not to put a fine point on it, I'll turn it to you, the bee in my bonnet, to give us your number 3.
Isn't it?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I skipped you. So, Rich, you can be the bee in my bonnet. You're number 3.
That's nice.
Aw.
Again, sticking with my rules of if the song came out in 1990, this is definitely a 1991 song because it came out in December of 1990, but I was going on the when was it released? One of the biggest songs of all time, Gonna Make You Sweat, Everybody Dance Now by CNC Music Factory.
Here is the dome, back with the bass, pajamas live in effect, and I don't waste time on the mic with a dope rhyme. Jump to the rhythm, jump to the rhythm, jump. And I'm here to combine beats and lyrics to make you shake your pants, take a chance. Come on and dance, guys, grab a girl, don't wait, make a twirl. It's your world and I'm just a squirrel, trying to get a nut to move your butt to the dance floor. So yo, what's up? Hands in the air, come on, say yeah. Everybody over here, everybody over there. The crowd is live and I will do this groove. Party people in the house, move.
Couldn't get enough. The video was everywhere. I remember the singer, the lady singer who sings, she was on the Arsenio Hall show, and he prompted her to just sing, and she busted out the note perfectly, like perfect pitch and everything. And I just like, this song was everywhere. There were some other hits on that album. I had the whole album, and some of them were just weird and off-putting, but this song is timeless.
The woman who you're talking about, and I can't remember her name. I'm kicking myself for not being able to remember her name. She had a long music career. Like I think she was one of the Weather Girls. Singing "It's Raining Men."
Yeah.
But you're talking about everybody dance now, like her.
Yep.
Like she did a bunch of these songs in the early '90s because she just had that just powerhouse of a voice. That was just like there was never been a louder person on earth who can sing like that. Just like overwhelming force.
Yeah,
that's what makes that song work. It's not the other guy.
Yeah, he's fine. There's nothing wrong. He's a good rapper and everything. It's good beat, but like her voice makes it timeless.
Yeah, when she's shouting out "Everybody Dance Now," I mean that's what we think of. Even though the song's called "Gonna Make You Sweat," but I think it's iconic and. I said iconic already earlier, so I'm going to lay off that word a little bit. But very memorable, just really memorable and everyone knows that. And, little kids now know that song.
Yeah.
I feel like I had the tape.
I did.
Maybe I had the tape.
I think you had the single, Amy, the cassette single.
Yeah, the single. Where it would, like, slide into, like, the little, like...
the sleeve, and then it would fall out the other
Yeah.
end, because it would be all the way through.
Those were really stupid cases for singles. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, sort of similar to the Groove Is in the Heart, like another like dance song that just like what set a template that lots of even CNC Music Factory like there were a bunch of songs that kind of tried to do this same thing to diminishing returns. It's just sort of like you can't beat the original thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool choice. So then yes, now Amy, it is your turn for your number 3.
Oh, thank you. All right, well let's talk about a cheating song. If you know me, you know that I love not cheating.
Oh, not.
If you know me, you know that I am a Warrant girl. You know that I saw them perform live. I've always loved their music. Their songs are always going to come up on my list of all-time favorites. This particular song is just so hauntingly beautiful. It's about the pain of seeing your lover like walking in on your on your loved one cheating on you. It's got some pretty lyrics. It's I Saw Red by Warrant.
Oh, it must be magic how inside your eyes I see my destiny. Every time we kiss, I feel you breathe your love so deep inside of me. If the moon and stars should fall, they'd be easy to replace. I would lift you up to heaven, and you would take their place. When I saw red, when I opened up the door, I saw red. My heart just spilled onto the floor, and I didn't need to see his face. I saw yours, I saw red, and I closed the door. I don't think I'm gonna love you anymore.
It's so pretty. It's just like guitar and vocals, and it's just like there's probably other instruments in there somewhere, but
Piano.
for me that's what stands
Definitely
out.
piano.
Yeah, it's so pretty. If you don't know the song, go listen to it. It's so great. The lyrics, I mean, Janie Lane could write a lyric. I think it's so pretty. He writes a song about my heart just spilled on the floor. You know, I saw red as I saw seeing the pain, and it's just so great. I love the song. I love Warrant, and hopefully you do too.
Yeah, this the Warrant. Another shout out to an album. I mentioned Shake Your Moneymaker, Black Crowes, Flesh and Blood Poison, but Cherry Pie album is a solid album, way better than the first album. I count 1990 as I Saw Red year for sure. I mean, Cherry Pie was the big one off of it, and I really like a lot of songs on this album. And like you said, Amy, it's just a beautiful song. So great choice.
Yeah, when you said Warrant, I was not expecting you to say that one, but yeah, great choice. Haven't heard it in so long that put it on my list of things to listen to after we're done recording.
Yes, do it.
All right. Kyle, you're number 3.
We're going to stay with hair metal type slow ballady songs, and we are going to Kiss Forever.
I gotta tell you what I'm feeling inside. I could lie to myself, but it's true. There's no denying when I look in your eyes. Girl, I'm out of my head over you. And I lived so long believing all love is blind. But everything about you is telling me this time it's forever. This time I know it, there's no doubt in my mind. Forever. Until the night is through. Girl, I'll be loving you forever.
Yeah, 89. Go ahead. Hot in the Shade came out in
This
1989.
was on my last
Yes, and
one.
that's okay. We all have our own interpretations. Hey, look it. Hot in the Shade was a decent, I want to say decent Kiss album for the late 80s compared to some of their other stuff around that time. Their first single was a rocker, Hide Your Heart. Forever came out second. I believe it came out in 1990. I believe it came out in January, so I count it. This is just a really pretty, beautiful ballad. It's not something that you think of when you think of Kiss. I'm sure that whenever they play their concerts the years after, they're playing, Rock and Roll All Night and some of their harder stuff, like Strutter is a really good Kiss song. But this is just a really pretty acoustic ballad with a really nice guitar solo. So Forever's got to be on here.
Great song. Love it. Good choice.
I don't know. I feel like I'll know it the second I hear it. And of course, technically, as you're hearing this, you've already heard our 89 episode where it appeared. So time is weird when you're recording podcasts in advance. So I've heard the song and it's great. So there it is.
Think I missed this one, so I'll have to catch up with this one.
All right. Well, my number 3 is one I think you all know. This is a pop song, but it's like combining pop and gospel in a way that just like rattles your soul, but also makes you want to get up and dance. And that is George Michael's Freedom.
Heaven
it's a great pop song, but then when you add in the choral elements, it just kind of
grooves,
elevates. It's like a revival tent. It's like, yes, freedom. It's so good. So yeah, I just love this one.
Yeah, I'm just feeling the groove right now. You could probably see me dance, see me moving my head, but freedom. Yeah. I forgot about this song. I don't think it was off of any of his albums. I feel like it was just a single. He had the album before with the big album with Father Figure on it, and then this one came out after that, and it was pretty big in '90.
Yeah, it's a great song. It didn't make my list, but yeah, if I hear it, I'm like, it always puts you in the same mindset. Like, yeah, we are free.
Amy, no thoughts on freedom. So okay, so then that takes us to Rich and your number 2.
Already talked about it. Wilson Phillips, Hold On. It was the number 1 song for the year in 1990, and I still think it holds up. I love it. And we already mentioned it.
All right. So then, Amy, you're number 2.
All right. Well, we can just keep on speeding quite along through this podcast. My number 2 song is Miles Away by Winger. Of course, the song is on my list. Of course, it's high up. I absolutely love it. It's great. Great melody. You can find an acoustic version of it. I mean, it's already pretty acoustic, but there's a very pared down, like an even more acoustic version that you can find online, which is, it's guitar and singing, which is what I love. I love a singer-songwriter type vibe, even though it's a band. But yeah, love it.
All right. Kyle, you're number 2.
All right, so my number 2 is going to surprise people because the album actually came out in '91 off of Use Your Illusion 2, Guns N' Roses, Civil War. This song is absolutely on my 1990, and you can fight me on it, because it is on an album that came out in '91, but it came out the summer of 1990, this song came out. It was off some charity album. I'm sure people are looking it up right now. And it eventually came off of, was on Use Your Illusion. So I'm sure you can count it in '91 too, but I just remember that Guns N' Roses was kind of in a period of like, the Patience came out, Lies, that kind of acoustic album. In 1990, they weren't doing much. You knew that they were working on new stuff. You knew that the eventual Use Your Illusions were going to come, but they busted out on the radio in 1990 with Civil War. That is really one of my favorite songs of all time. I mean, this thing is just a masterpiece. There's so many different types of parts. We talked about this on the Guns N' Roses podcast. It's got 2 choruses. It's got different types of verses. It's 7-8 minutes. It doesn't get too much better. I said the top 2 of my songs are some of my favorite songs of all time. You'll see my number 1 in a bit, but this is Civil War.
What's so civil about war anyway? I remember my friends and I thinking that was the most profound statement we'd ever heard in our lives up to that point in our 9-year-old existence. But yeah, I love this song too. I did not know that I'm sure I knew then, but I didn't know now when researching that it dropped in 90. I saw it in 91, so I was like, oh, that's different. But yeah, that's... if 90s when it came out, that's definitely when I heard it. I heard on the radio. I would watch the music video. I love when, because you couldn't TiVo anything. When that music video came on and you happened to be watching, you were like, yes, found a good one.
Any thoughts on Civil War?
I don't remember this one.
Oh man,
I'm
is this
so
a good
sorry.
one? Yeah, I mean, we talked about it on the Guns N' Roses episode. I had this on my list as well. This is an impossibly good song. It just stomps ahead for like 7 or 8 minutes, and it is just it's one of those things where like you already liked Guns N' Roses because of Appetite for Destruction, but then there's a level of like one-upping that in a way for some of this stuff. It's because it's longer. It's just more bombastic. And it's just like, yeah, we have the capability to do this we can level up for our next albums and stuff. So yeah, Civil War is incredible. Go back and listen to the Guns N' Roses episode. It was there's a lot of fun stuff from that band. All right, my number 2, sort of similar genre, also a hard rock song, maybe one of the most iconic guitar riffs of all time, and that is AC/DC's Thunderstruck. I've seen AC/DC once live. It was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. They absolutely just blew the roof off the joint, playing all the hits, of course, as you'd expect them to. And this one is like, I mean, let's be fair. I think even they jokingly, said, hey, someone accused us of having 11 albums that all sound the same. And that's not true. We have 12 albums that all sound the same. So they'll be the first to admit they have a very kind of homogenous sound, but this song is not. Like, this song is, you've got the riff that everyone knows. You've got that, like, those vocals that almost sound like a swarm of bees that they do sometimes, that just like as the song like is building, and just the everyone's just kind of firing. Like, it's again a song that's like overwhelming in a very different way. But I just love this one. You've heard it at every sporting event you've ever been to in your life.
Oh yeah,
it's still great.
And the guitar work on this is so like, you know, it almost sounds like it's like programmed electronic music, but like it's just really good guitar work to start you in, and all the different vocals that come in. This song is, I like AC/DC in general, but this song is one of their better ones.
I totally agree. This was number 10. It kind of rivaled with Up All Night. Keep going back to Slaughter, so it fell out. It didn't make it. It's an honorable mention for me. I think this song's a fucking rocker. I think at the time, especially when, like I said earlier, like it wasn't an amazing of a year as some other years around it, but Thunderstruck, AC/DC was just balls out. They were back and ready to rock, so it's a good choice.
You know that you've heard this song.
Can you sing it?
Nah. No, I can't.
Yeah, you know it if you heard it. That riff is unmistakable. You've been thunderstruck. That
Amy is just smiling at us like we were speaking a foreign language right now. Yeah. It's like, okay, you guys can stop now. It's fine.
You have 1,000% heard this song 100 times, though, because you've been to sporting events. You've heard it. It always.
I love it. That's right. I do remember it. It's so good. I love it.
All right. So
I'm sure it's great.
All right. So we're getting on to honorable mentions. Rich, tell us your honorable mentions before we get to number 1.
Thankfully, y'all burned through some of these because I had way too many, but I'll just go down the list. A Tribe Called Quest, Can I Kick It? Beautiful song. Couldn't quite crack my top 10, but it's worthy to talk about because they were doing hip hop differently than anyone done before or since. I think A Tribe Called Quest is their own animal, and I'm a big fan of theirs. We mentioned Slaughter, but I love Flight of the Angels. I love that ballad, so that's on my list. One of the great albums that came out, but none of them cracked my top 10, which blew me away, but was Firehouse. They had 2 hits, Love of a Lifetime,
Don't Treat Me Bad.
And Don't Treat Me Bad. And those are great. In Excess, Suicide Blonde, we didn't talk about. I love that one. Digital Underground, The Humpty Dance. Heart, we mentioned Girl Rockers. Heart's another. They were All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You. Came out in 1990. It's a great song. Billy Joel and So It Goes. Great piano ballad. And Phil Collins, Another Day in Paradise.
Oh.
All right. Amy, your honorable mentions.
Okay, I've got All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You by Heart. Another totally inappropriate song for me at that time. I've got Enjoy the Silence by Depeche Mode. Escapade by Janet Jackson, which I don't think I was listening to at the time, but looking back and reflecting on the list, like I think I found Janet Jackson a few years later. And then this is another one I don't remember listening to at the time, but it's Where Does My Heart Beat Now by Celine Dion. And if you know me, you know I love Celine. I'm going to start crying talking about her. I don't know what's wrong with me. I always do. But I freaking love Celine Dion. So if her name's associated with any list, she appears. She's there. So I didn't like the song then, but this must have been the song that like put her on the map. So yeah.
All right. Kyle, your honorable mentions.
Yeah, I'll just go through them quick because there's a bunch. We got Something Happened on the Way to Heaven by Phil Collins, Empire by Queensryche, and a big shout out to the whole Empire album. Some of the stuff is more popular in 91, but the album came out in 90, and the song, the title track, is a great track. Warrant, Cherry Pie, and Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Ooh.
Price of Love, Bad English, 89, but popular in 90. Same with I Remember You, which I think was on 89 for a bunch of people. I call that a 1990 song. All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You. I have I Touch Myself by the Divinyls, and going the other direction, Sick of You by Guar.
That's about as far in the other direction from the Divinyls as you can go. All right, my honorable mentions. Poison by Bel Biv Devoe.
Yeah. Poison?
Yeah, never trust a big butt and a smile. You Can't Touch This, MC Hammer, Nothing Compares to You, Extreme More Than Words, Ice Ice Baby, 21st Century Digital Boy by Bad Religion, and then two here I'll spend some time to explain. One is Raspberry Beret, a cover of Raspberry Beret by a band that I'll call Hindu Love Gods. What it actually is it's all the guys from REM minus Michael Stipe, so just the band, and the vocals are Warren Zevon. And it's a great cover of that song. It's that Hindu Love Gods album was just something that kind of, again, the band members of REM did just a side project to do. None of it's worth listening to except this, which is great. You can also find it on like a best of Warren Zevon stuff, but yeah, it's a fantastic version of the song. And then the last one for personal significance for me, Do the Bartman, which I unfortunately did because at the time I had what I thought was a very, very good Bart Simpson impression, which was, I learned how to do the first part of impressions, which is the mimicry, without learning when and how to use it properly. So I definitely did the Bartman in front of a large group of people more than once. Talked about that on some prior episodes, but we couldn't pass 1990 without talking about doing the Bartman. So, all right, with that, Rich, you're number one.
So this was only mentioned once, and it was just by you and your honorable mentions. Relative to y'all, this might not have been more than a novelty song, but to 9-year-old me, it was the world, and it was MC Hammer's "You Can't Touch This."
Can't touch this. My music hits me so hard, makes me say, oh my Lord, thank you for blessing me. What am I to rhyme and too hype? It feels good when you know you're down. A super dope homeboy from the Oak Town, and I'm known as such. And this is a beat you can't touch. I told you, homeboy, you can't touch this. Yeah, that's how we living, and you know you can't touch this. Look in my eyes, man, you can't touch this. Yo, let me bust the funky lyrics. Fresh new kicks and bands. You got it like that. Now you know you want to dance. So move out of your seat and get a fire girl and catch this beat while it's rolling. Hold on, pump a little bit and let them know what's going on like that. Like that. Hold on a minute, just fall on back. Let them know that you're too much. And this is a beat they can't touch. Yo, I told you can't touch this. Why you standing there, man? You can't touch this.
It was everywhere. It was back in a small window of time when hip hop backing tracks were actually good rock songs, which I wish we did more of. Brought that back. I love hip hop over rock. I think it's great. And of course, this is over. I can't think of the name, but
Super Freak.
Thank you. And I did not know that song at the time, so to me, this was original. Backing track is relative to me, but I mean, I would dance to this song over and over. I mean, I had to buy 3 versions of the cassette because I listened to it so much that I broke the actual tape. As soon as you invited me and you said songs of 1990, I didn't know what my list was going to be, but I was like, I would be betraying 9-year-old me if this was not the number one song with a bullet, hands down.
I love the reasoning behind all of it. Just like, because at the time you were so into it, right? Because it was the song. And that's what this is all about. That's what this nostalgia is all about, is going back and remembering. And I remember this song. I mean, I was kind of anti this song, being more on the rocker side, but everybody liked it. This song was everywhere, radio, MTV, kids singing at school. Like, it was, and then, you know, like a lot of other songs, by 92, 93, it was sort of gone. But I'll use the word iconic again, as everyone knows the song is an iconic song.
Yeah.
And of course, we can't pass by another Weird Al parody, You Can't Watch This.
Sure.
Which I listened to just as many times as you probably listened to the real one.
Oh, and I listen to Weird Al as much too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But I will also embarrass myself in terms of nostalgia by saying I had some parachute pants.
Oh, I had 3 pairs.
Unironically back then.
I had 3 different weird, loud colored pants. Absolutely. Yeah, no, you're not alone, Doug. I'm with you. I got you.
You got stuffed into that locker with me, did you?
Yeah, we were in the same boat. Yeah, I get it. Amy, do you remember this song?
Of course I remember this song. It's not on my list, but it's, like Kyle said, it's iconic.
Yeah. So real quick before we move on, one honorable mention I didn't mention was a different MC Hammer song that was off the Ninja Turtles soundtrack. You don't remember it. I still think it's good to this day. It's called This Is What We Do. But the reason I didn't put it in my top 10, because it would be stupid to put 2 MC Hammer songs in the top 10. So that's another honorable mention I wanted to wait for now to say.
I think we need to do a top 10 of your Turtles album. Just rank the songs.
I think there were only 10. Yeah. There were 10 tracks, and 3 of them were like part of the score. They really, did the minimum on that album.
Oh, okay. I thought you loved it.
I did, but it could have been better.
All right, Aim, you're number 1. I think we know what it is by process of elimination, but go for it.
All right. It is also, You Can't Touch. No, I'm just kidding. It's More Than Words by Extreme. Of course it is.
Now that I've tried to talk to you and make you understand, all you have to do is close your eyes and just reach out your hands and touch me. Hold me close, don't ever let me go. More than words is all I ever needed you to show. And you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do if my heart was turning to more than words?
The song has everything. It's got harmonies, it's got melody, it's got lyrics, it's got cheese factor. It's just 90s. It's just nostalgia. It's just so good. If you hear it, you want to sing. If you're me, you want to pretend to know how harmonies and try it and fail miserably. But I absolutely love the song. It's always in my rotation, my normal rotation to this day. Still listen to it just as much as I did then. That's all I've got to say.
Brilliant song. I love that song. I love, as I mentioned, the whole album. And it was possibly the most overplayed ballad that year, but with good reason.
And probably the best harmony, two men harmonizing with each other outside of Simon and Garfunkel. Like,
Yeah.
It is just incredible harmonies. And every time this song comes on, like, we try to karaoke and we try to do the harmonies and we just can't.
We don't know what we're doing, but we like to pretend.
Yeah.
We both like to try the harmony part.
Yeah, and one more Weird Al parody to mention. Then he didn't parody this song directly, but he did a song called "You Don't Love Me Anymore," which is in the same style, guitars and kind of same tempo.
One of his other types, the genre parody.
Yes, and the video parodies the video for More Than Words. It's very funny. It's he's singing about a woman who keeps doing like increasingly violent and awful things to him, and the joke is always got a funny feeling you don't love me anymore. It's very funny.
I sang the Weird Al song my senior year talent show.
All right,
it's like, you can't bully me anymore. I'm graduating.
I said I wouldn't say anything, but. Because we talked a little bit about Extreme earlier, but still a song for 1991, I think. So maybe to be seen also in a 1991 podcast. But yeah, you can't say anything bad about More Than Words. First time I heard it, I was waiting for drums. Coincidentally, I thought it was kind of funny. And they never came in, but I still ended up loving it.
All right. So what is your number one, Kyle?
So number one is probably going to break people's rules because the song was released on a 1989 album. And I believe a lot of people had it towards the top of their 1989 podcast list. How could it not be What It Takes, Aerosmith?
I used to feel your fire, but now it's cold inside. And you're back on the street like you didn't miss a beat, yeah. Tell me what it takes to let you go. Tell me how the pain's supposed to go. Tell me how it is that you can't sleep even now without thinking you lost everything that was good in your life to the toss of the night. Tell me what it takes to let you go. Yeah. Girl, before I met you.
One of my favorites of all time. We've talked about this song on many podcasts. I feel like this is probably the third, so I don't need to go too far into it. But it just has everything. It's like the whole acoustic rock ballad, key changes, pump, amazing album. So yeah, What It Takes, number one, 1990 for Kyle.
Love this pick. Again, I did it a little differently, so I wouldn't have chosen for mine. But like, this song is, one of the quintessential Aerosmith songs, one of the quintessential like kind of rock ballads that moves, and I get lost in this song easily.
That's one of my favorite songs of all time. I just think it's a 1989 song.
Oh, controversy.
But scandal. But I absolutely love it. And if you want to hear what I have to say about it, please check the previous podcast.
Yeah, I'll just copy and paste what I said about it in our both the last one and the Aerosmith one before it. This is one of their best. It is. There's so much going on in it musically that makes it complex and interesting and great. Great entry into the pantheon. So my number one has been mentioned tonight. This is not going to surprise anyone who listened to the 89 podcast that I'm picking this. But this is, I think, one of the best songs by one of my favorite bands, and it is Depeche Mode's Enjoy the Silence.
Right.
Words like violence break the silence, come crashing into my little world. Painful to me, it's right through me. Don't you understand? Oh, my little girl. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm.
So I started with New Wave. I'm closing with New Wave. And the song is just, it's haunting, but also fairly straightforward as Depeche Mode goes. Like lyrically, it's, very unambiguous what Martin Gore is writing about. And, I think even most people who aren't Depeche Mode fans probably know this one because it broke through. And I remember the first time I heard it just going like, what is this? Who are these guys? This is such a cool sound. And so I don't have a parody thing to say, but I will mention. So what's the name of that terrible band? They do the Bad Touch. You and Me, Baby Ain't Nothing But Mammals.
Oh yeah.
The
Bloodhound Gang.
Yeah.
The Bloodhound Gang. So the guy from the Bloodhound Gang was in a Depeche Mode cover band for a long time before they hit it big. And if you listen to the Bad Touch, you might notice a similarity to Enjoy the Silence in terms of the instrumentation that's behind him. It's not like they're not sampling it exactly, but it is very, very similar. So go listen to that song again and go like, hey, wait a minute. That's actually Enjoy the Silence that they're singing about doing it on the Discovery Channel. But no, Enjoy the Silence is beautiful and like I said, one of my all-time favorites.
Enjoy the Silence feels like 1990. I mean, you had rock stuff like Janie's Got a Gun that year, but you had sort of this alternative kind of K-rock, not quite rock. It wasn't quite, which was going to be Nirvana, but it also wasn't the hairband stuff. It was kind of in the middle. It had a lot of keyboards. It had a good groove. I mean, Depeche Mode, I feel like that was the peak. That's kind of where they peaked. Solid song.
Mostly. I will say their next album after Violator, which is the album this comes from, is a song called Songs of Faith and Devotion, which is every bit as good as Violator. It's really excellent. I would highly recommend anyone go check out Songs of Faith and Devotion. Just an incredible album. So
Love it.
Yep. All right, so we've done it. We've ranked our best of 1990. I'm sure we will be reconvening in the not too distant future to do 1991 and who knows what else next. So I know most of y'all don't have anything to plug, but I will turn it over to Rich. If you got something you want to tell the audience about your performing, your teaching, let them hear it.
Thanks so much, Doug. If you are interested in improv and it's online so you can live anywhere, go to richbakercoaching.com or follow me on Instagram or Facebook at richbakercoaching. First class is totally free. You'll only be spending 2 hours of your time and you will not regret it. And if you want to see me at all or anything, just go to linktree.com/richbaker and you can see everything that I've got going on.
There you go. Amy, you want to plug your earrings?
Yeah, but first I want to just say, I took a Rich Baker class with my work, and it was absolutely phenomenal. So if you need some team building activities or some activities for family, it's just a great opportunity to have some fun and loosen up and kind of see where you can go. So definitely check him out. If you are interested in some earrings, I sell earrings on Etsy and Instagram, TikTok. You can find me at Momo Bunnies More Co.
And we'll put a link to those things in the show notes so you can go to them easily.
Thank you.
I'll just say if you like the show, of course, please go wherever you found it, drop it a review. It won't take you very long to do, but it really does have a measurable effect on the algorithm that helps people find the podcast. So do that. We really appreciate when you guys leave reviews. And of course, we also appreciate word of mouth a whole bunch. If you have thoughts on our recent episodes, including this one, send them to our social media portals. Again, the links to that are in the show notes, but just go to your social media app of choice and look for Nostalgia Arcanum. And because if it's horrendous spelling, you will find it immediately because there's nothing else like it. This is normally where I would tell you what you just heard and what's coming up, but I'm recording this one so far in advance that I honestly don't know. But I'm sure it's awesome. All of it, 100%, all killer, no filler. So thanks again for listening to this. It was a ton of fun. Guys, I loved doing this with you. This has been a great chance to revisit this time period and talk about some great music. So thank you to all.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. This is always so much fun to do this, thinking about these nostalgic times and whether it's a year or a band, ranking them, it just kind of brings back all the memories. So thanks for having us, and I hope that all the listeners are enjoying it.
So much fun.
So there we go. All right. Until next time, that is one more entry in the Nostalgia Arcanum.
Hush now, don't you cry. Wipe away the teardrop from your eye. You're lying safe in bed. It was all a bad dream spinning in your head. Your mind tricked you to feel the pain of someone close to you leaving the game of life. So here it is, another chance. Wide awake, you face the day, your dream is over.
has it just begun?
There's a place I like to hide, a doorway that I run.
What's in the paper? What's in the paper? Earthquaker. Earthquaker. Whole lot of shaking going on down there. Earthquaker. What's number one in the charts? Bel Biv Devoe. Bel Biv Devoe. Number one in the charts? Bel Biv Devoe. Gonna have some cornflakes. Gonna have some cornflakes. Can't have cornflakes without a whole lot of milk.
Honey, are you okay?
Doing okay. Got a whole lot of milk. Your mother's cheating on me. Your mother's cheating on me. Bel Biv Devoe. Gonna fix the car. Can't fix the car without a whole lot of milk.